Today, I want to talk about something that quietly sabotages the most capable women I know, work with, and know, and that is trying harder. I know it's not what you expected me to say, is it? But if you are someone, probably a high achiever, who has always been able to grind, push, rally, and figure it out, this episode is for you. Because at some point, the thing that made you successful started working against you. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Muscles and Mindset Revolution, the podcast for ambitious women who want to build strength, feel confident AF, and lose weight for good without counting calories or BS quick fixes. I'm your host, Ann Jones, certified life coach and mentor, certified personal trainer, and mindset expert. After 15 plus years in the fitness industry, I know the real key to lasting change isn't just what you do, it's how you think. If you're ready to shift your mindset, build a lifestyle you love, and feel confident AF, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Here's the problem with try harder. High achieving women are conditioned to believe that effort is always the answer. If something isn't working, the reflex is do more, try harder, be stricter, wake up earlier, get more disciplined, try harder. And for a long time, that works. It can definitely work, right? Until a point, until life changes, more responsibility, more emotional load, more people relying on you, whether at home or at work, a nervous system that's been in overdrive for years, a body that gives different feedback than it used to. Can you relate? What used to feel empowering now feels heavy. And this is where women start turning on themselves. I should be able to handle this. Other people manage this. Why can't I just get it together? Nothing is actually wrong with you. Your system is overloaded. And here's the missing conversation: capacity. Capacity is different than motivation. Capacity is not discipline. You can have discipline and not capacity. It's not desire. You can have desire and not capacity. In fact, that is a question I'll often ask my team members. Do you have the capacity and the desire to take on this project, do this call, whatever? Because I need you to answer both of those things. Do you have the desire? Do you have the capacity? Capacity is your system's ability to hold stress and still function. I sometimes with my client talk about this like the stress bucket or window of tolerance. And when your capacity is exceeded, effort becomes unstable. And this is why you're consistent until one hard week, and then your stress bucket fills up. You don't have the capacity. You aren't able to uphold your probably unrealistically high expectations of yourself. You miss the mark, and then you call yourself a failure. You fall into all or nothing, and then you tell yourself you've fallen off. This all can also happen when one missed habit turns into a spiral. You feel emotionally reactive instead of grounded. Structure begins to feel like pressure instead of support. I've almost never worked with a client for whom structure doesn't work. Even my clients who have always, actually, I'm going to say everybody needs structure, because I've had clients who said like structure doesn't work for me and they're more flowy. They still need structure, but it shouldn't feel like pressure. Structure should feel like space. When it starts to feel like pressure instead of support, that's a sign that your capacity is exceeded. Trying harder when capacity is low is like revving your engine with no oil. It doesn't create speed, momentum. It creates damage. Regulation is what expands capacity and resilience. And regulation looks like letting your body calm and regulate before asking it to perform, creating routines that stabilize you instead of constantly push you. Nothing wrong with challenging yourself, but it shouldn't be all the time. Building safety and white space into your days, reducing decision fatigue. Structure can help you do that too. Repeating fewer things more often. And this is why so many women fail regardless of their perfect plans. Perfect diet, best workout plan ever, best freaking habit challenge. It might be optimized for productivity, but you're not regulated. And an unregulated system cannot sustain optimization, right? If you think of like, if you're a tech person or a business person, it doesn't matter how well you optimize it. If it's like a table with 3 legs, it's not going to be able to hold it. And you need a structure that holds you. Structure is not the enemy, as I mentioned earlier, but it does have to match your season. And we, for some reason, especially as we age, as we all are, we seem like reluctant to believe that our seasons are changing. We, acquire a degree, a partner, a job, a baby, more babies, more degrees, more hours at work, more responsibility, a house, a couple houses, whatever. And then our expectation of ourselves is to operate exactly the same as it was before all of those things. It literally makes no sense. A supportive structure has to match your season. A supportive structure has margins. It allows for imperfection. It accounts for bad days. It does not rely on constantly being motivated. And it helps you come back to yourself instead of constantly having to start over. This is the difference between white knuckling and self trust. So here is the 2025 to 2026 reframe. If 2025 felt like effort without ease, that wasn't a failure on your part, but it was dang good information. 2026 is not about pushing. It's about year of the horse, though, so it might be a little fiery, but let's call it about stabilization. Less chaos, cleaner execution, more repetition, more nervous system safety, more trust in yourself. The women who get results this year will not be the ones trying the hardest. I can guarantee you that because I've coached hundreds of women over the past 15 years. The women who get the results they desire are the ones who stop abandoning themselves when things get uncomfortable. That means even if you are not getting the result that you want, which is what most people do, because it's going to take longer than you want. If this lands with you, I want you to sit with this question. I would love for you to share your answer with me. Sit with this question. What would change if I stopped trying to overpower my life and started designing around it? What would change if I stopped trying to overpower my life and started designing around it? This is what I have done the past several years. And that's where everything shifts. That's all I got for you, that little invitation. But if you answer that question, I would love for you to DM me on Instagram at Anna Jones Fit and share with me. And that is all, you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. And you got this for January.